A podcast for you, a podcast for me, the Pottervision podcast, episode 43. Listeners, we are back with another episode of the Pottervision podcast. Can I just warn you, it is a good one. I cannot lie, it is a good one. A bit of discretion though, Some jokes get a tad dark, but I tell you what, that makes it all the worthwhile for me. Anyway, if you're enjoying the pod, may I remind you to tell a friend. Keep telling people. I know you've not told people yet because the listening figures have stayed the same. So start telling people. If you're enjoying it and you want to support us even more, you can go to patreon.com/Pottervision to download our secret bonus podcast, Double Vision. That's all about Harry Potter, but that's a secret. Don't tell anyone about that. That's just for you. And if you'd even like to support us even further, leave us a review on whatever platform you listen to it on. Anyway, here's me, and also we're going on tour, so go to pottervision.com for tour dates. Anyway, where we're doing a comedy show. It won't be a live podcast. We'll be mucking about and having a daft laugh and that. Anyway, here's me yammering on. This is episode 43.
Hello and welcome to the Pottervision podcast, the podcast where every 7 days, myself, Lukas, Kirkby, and this man opposite me, Tom Lawrenson, in advance we read a chapter of the Harry Potter books, we make notes, we turn up at your house and we talk about it. This week we're on episode 43. We're on book 3, Prisoner of Azkaban, chapter 8, Flight of the Fat Lady. Tom, how are you, duck?
I'm clammy.
Oof.
The weather's hot. They dragged me into work today. It's a Sunday. They said, we need you in. I was like, what do you need me for? They said, none of your business. I turn up, they hog-tie me. They suspend me from the ceiling, and they spend 8 hours unrelentlessly whipping me.
Oof. Do you mind me asking where they were whipping you?
I'm embarrassed to say, my raw hide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? I'm thinking, 12 o'clock, they're going to take a break for lunch. Someone else comes in and takes over.
Oh. Yeah.
At 2 o'clock, all the skin is left from my buttocks. They pull up my shorts. I drive home in agony. My oven's broken.
Is it?
Yeah. I've got an electric hob. Ooh, I wish I had a gas one.
Yeah.
My life's shit.
Fantastic. I too am well. What's happening with your oven? Is it just stopped working?
Well, when we moved in, the lying bastards didn't tell us that it was broken.
Oh.
It's an oven, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
But the only function that works on it is the grill function.
Right, okay.
So it's not an oven.
No, it's a toasty maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a big toaster.
Yeah.
A big useless toaster in the big hole in my kitchen. And,
Oof.
How about you? What have you been up to?
Well, before I say that, I just want to say if there's any electricians in our listenership who want to come and sort Tom's oven out for free,
Or
let us
if there's
know.
any millionaire benefactors who want to buy me a mansion and have me never work again, I'd be willing to take you up on that offer.
And for me, I'd be happy with a bungalow, free bungalow.
No. Greedy.
Oh. I've been alright. I too have been suffering under this stifling heat.
Influence me with your knowledge.
A couple of days ago, I bought
Unos días antes. Go.
I bought a packet of jelly babies. I ate about 3 or 4.
Dulces.
Left them in the car. Now, any other time of year, that's not a
Caramelos.
stupid thing to do.
Yeah, go on.
Not a stupid thing to do. But today, I put my bag on the seat, and the jelly babies had turned into goo. They'd all mixed together into a black goo under the heat, and they've covered my bag, and when I've lifted the bag, it's gone all over my elbow, all over my shoulder, and my t-shirt, and I had to scrub it away, and I was covered in jelly baby goo.
Were you annoyed?
A little bit.
Right, okay, we're gonna reenact the scene now.
Yeah.
You get in the car, on your arm. What is Lukas Kirkby saying?
Oh, fuckering fuckatash.
Did you swear?
I think I went, maybe a little shit came out of me. And then
out your mouth?
No, I think it just went, oh, bloody hell.
Are you christened?
I am christened. And do you know what I found out
That's
recently?
awful to hear. A christened boy swearing.
On Sunday as well.
Yeah.
But can I tell you, my mum and dad cannot remember who my godparents are. They remember my sisters, but they don't remember mine.
If you know any of our listeners, write in. if you're Lucas's godparents, you're might be have to take care of him soon.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
What? You know something I don't. But I am a godfather. Are you a godfather?
I make him an offer I can't refuse.
Yeah.
I don't know. Godfather's a Christian thing. I think I might be responsible for a child should something happen out of the confines of Christianity. Is there a name for that?
Uncle. No, yeah, I'm godfather to my friend Maggie's youngest daughter.
Maggie Simpson from The Simpsons.
Exactly. She's a baby herself, but she's had a baby. People who don't know The Simpsons, it's 20 years old. Maggie's an adult now.
It's a bit like when you buy a red bell pepper and you cut it open and there's a newborn bell pepper in there.
Oh, that's cute, that, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, like a vegetable with a little baby one in the middle.
I'd say it's a mutation.
Oh, we don't like to hear it. Another thing I'd like to update you on, right, is that my voice recognition, sometimes I listen to the audiobook of Harry Potter and I make voice notes on my phone. Voice recognition software types it out for me what I say. But it struggles to understand my thick northern caveman club accent. Spelling things wrong, so I can't understand it reading it back. What I've started doing is I've now recorded my voice notes in an American accent, and it spells it perfectly.
When I'm doing, when I'm calling someone using the hands-free of my iPhone,
Yeah.
I don't want it to pick it up now, so let's call, I'm going to pretend it's Alexa,
Yeah.
but it's, it's not, that's not what it's called, is it?
Yeah.
I'll go, Alexa, call Lukas Kirkby. I do it like that.
Yeah,
in that cadence. I'll go like, text mum. Like that.
Yeah. You have to bow down to their bloody rules. They won't come to you. You have to come to them with the silly voices.
I know.
So here I am in my white Hyundai in an American accent.
In his white fronts.
Saying, Remus Lupin looks shaggy.
Excuse me?
Type it down. Couldn't think of a note. So, Tom, are you ready, my baby boy, for a chapter rundown?
Lay it on me.
Oh, chapter 8, Flight of the Fat Lady. So, Harry...
8.
Oh, that was lovely. A lovely 8 made with your hands. Well done. So, Harry wants to go to Hogsmeade, but he can't because he doesn't have a permission slip from Mummy or Daddy Dursley. And McGonagall's sticking to the rules. She's saying, no, Potter rules are rules. You're not going to Hogsmeade. And he's very jealous. They're all going. Ron and Hermione are putting it down, even though they're actually going to love going there. But, on the other hand, Quidditch is started again. Harry's pumped for the new season and he wants to get the Quidditch Cup for the first time ever because it's Oliver Wood's last opportunity. He's in 7th year. He's going to be leaving for university next year, we assume. Anyway, so Harry's on his own, he's wandering around the corridors, and he bumps into Professor Lupin, and they have a good old heart-to-heart. Harry, I didn't let you deal with the boggart because I didn't want Voldemort to appear and scare the students. Next minute, Snape turns up with a bubbling broth in a bottle for Lupin to swallow a potion. Very, very mysterious. Harry tells Ron and Hermione, they go, oh, maybe he's trying to poison him, what's all that about? Very mysterious stuff. And they have a lovely Halloween feast, and on the way back, they notice that the portrait of the fat lady has been scratched and damaged, and the fat lady is nowhere to be seen. Turns out, according to Peeves, it was none other than Sirius Black. And that was the flight of the fat lady.
I loved it.
I loved it. I nearly said fight of the flat lady there, which would have been a different chapter altogether. But I loved it too. We're getting pumped up, aren't we? Black is in the school.
I used to feel that way. I used to think the chapter was like, like a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
The first several chapters were the climb of the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to get somewhere and then up and down. But now I'm like, no, it's all a climb.
Yeah.
It's all a climb. There's no peak. It just continues going up and up and up and up.
And up and up.
We're going to the moon, baby.
Yeah. We've got that, what you call, rising action.
Rising damp, if you will.
Rising damp, hidden dragon. We are sneezing away. We're getting excited about, because last chapter we had Sirius Black is nearby. Now we're thinking he's in the damn school.
Everyone's favourite subject has become defence against the dark arts.
Da-da.
Everyone's loving it.
Yeah.
Few kids aren't loving it. Bit jealous, you might say. Can you guess?
Is it Malfoy and the Slytherins, maybe?
Ding, 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 ding.
Hey!
Yeah, I think there's got to be a lot of Slytherins who are into it. But
Yeah.
Malfoy is just a little bit jealous,
Yeah.
And he's coming in, and the only thing he can say is that Professor Lupin is dressed not too well. He's dressed, he says, like my old house elf. And I was thinking, do you really think Professor Lupin is walking around in an old pillowcase?
If that is true, then he's right to complain. If Remus Lupin is walking around teaching children with nothing but a pillowcase on and no underpants, I'm having him sacked. Because, look, a pillowcase fits Dobby.
Yeah.
A pillowcase on a fully grown man is not going to reach his navel.
Like a little party dress.
Yeah. So Malfoy, you're right to complain if he's only got that on.
He's right. Bless Dobby. Bless Dobby. I think if I was Dobby's owner and I offered him a sock, he would not accept.
No.
Because it'd be so dry and crusty.
Or he wouldn't want to leave you as his fantastic master.
Why did you say that then?
It sounds brilliant, these classes. They're getting practical experience. They're dealing with red caps, these creatures who only appear where there's been bloodshed.
Yeah.
Very creepy. Imagine seeing them at a house viewing. You think, what's going on in here?
Oh, yeah.
You think, there's been a murder here or something. Scary stuff.
I had that at a house viewing. I went to see a house.
Yeah.
And there was red caps everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I went to see a house and the garden was very suspicious because it had, like, sharpened spikes all around the fence.
Like to stop pigeons and stuff?
Like, no, not like nails, like spikes. Like,
Right.
And they were up the tree, they were everywhere.
Right.
And then I go to the estate agent and I was like, what's all that about? Like, because they were so everywhere. And he was like, oh, it's cats. This is stop cats.
Right.
And then I went inside and there was this massive security system as well, where there was a camera on every angle of the outside of the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that for cats as well?
Yeah.
And he was like, haha. I think it must have been a dodgy area.
Oh my god, that is...
It was right on the edge of a park,
Yeah.
so if you were going to rob, you could spree into the park and you wouldn't be found. Lie down in some long grass.
Yeah. Oof. Where did they go? Let's ask this man in Balaclava playing football. Have you seen where they went? Nope.
Let's ask this bloke with the swag bag on the swings.
That way. Thanks, mister.
Swaggy bag.
Oh my god, that's a red flag in its spikes. That sounds like a high security compound.
So sometimes it's the only option. If you got spikes all over your wall, write in.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. Is it for cats? Is it for burglars? Is it for kids climbing over to get their ball? Or do you like the look?
Yeah, it may be purely aesthetic. And hey, we want a CCTV system that can show us every angle at once so we can enjoy it.
Now, a lot of the students are happy with Defence Against the Dark Arts. Harry is not, but he has got one thing to look forward to. Because he was a bit embarrassed that he wasn't, let to play with the boggart. He wasn't allowed to murder the boggart last week.
Oh,
but it says Harry had something else to occupy him, something so enjoyable it made up for his unsatisfactory classes. Unsatisfactory? Unsatisfactory?
Who does he think he is?
Count your effing blessings, young man.
Yeah.
Do you want to go back with the Dursleys and go to that horrible little grey uniform school?
Yeah. Honestly, kids at school, they'll always say things like, oh, it's boring, or oh, we have to do all this work and stuff. But that's just because you're lazy. Can't be bothered doing something. You're not interested. Fair enough. To turn round and say this lesson is unsatisfactory. Who are you? Not Ofsted? Unsatisfactory.
Watching a boggart be dispelled and defensed against is entertaining enough. You don't have to be the one doing it.
Well, I'm not satisfied. What? I need gratification in these lessons.
Well, I think I'd be just as satisfied to see people playing frisbee than I would playing it myself.
100%. It's very graceful, the frisbee.
Yeah.
That defies the laws of gravity.
Oh, what's that thing called? That little thing that people throw. It kind of looks like...
It's like a rugby ball with a tail at the end.
Yeah, what is that called?
I don't know, but I know exactly what you mean. It spins through the air like a dart.
And sometimes it whistles.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'd be just as satisfied watching that be thrown around than playing it.
Yeah.
I won't be sat here going, unsatisfactory.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a U.
Get off, you high horse, Harry. Snape is a bit annoyed. And I get this, because if you're a teacher and you hear that somebody... First of all, you're somebody's greatest fear. That would make me upset.
Yeah.
And second of all, that somebody has made a boggart turn into you and then dressed up in his grandma's clothes and everyone's laughing at you. I would feel horrendous if I was Snape.
Humiliated.
Yeah.
It's like the live action photoshopping of something.
Yes. 100%. Posting it around the school.
If I take an image of you and, I don't know, made you... What do you hate? Like, I don't know, put a whip in your hand and put a gun in the other hand.
Oh!
And put, a knife on your foot.
I'm not a violent man, listeners. I'm not. It's fake. It's been faked.
He'd hate it.
I would.
Well, it's like a similar thing with Snape, yeah.
Yeah. I remember, speaking of Photoshop and stuff, we used to do a sketch every year at the school, Eisteddfod, like a competition.
Eisteddfod.
Very good. We used to do a sketch and we used to dress up as the teachers and take the piss, doing like a sketch, right? Mm-hmm. And one year, myself and my mate Jamie dressed up as two of the teachers, and part of the sketch was that they fell in love. Oh. And got married.
They were secretly having an affair, weren't they?
No.
Oh.
No.
But after this they did.
Yes.
They saw the possibilities.
It inspired them.
We should be together.
Exactly.
I'm a 58-year-old man. You're a newly qualified teacher.
Exactly. I'm sure those are the first two lines of a Shakespearean sonnet. And anyway, once the sketch finished, a guy who was good with Photoshop edited two pictures, one of them in love in a field, sat together, and another one of them getting married, where he'd put the faces on people. And they were not happy with that, and I think it's a similar feeling to Snape, where, because the whole school was laughing at the pictures, they felt a bit embarrassed. But look, 2 people's misery is worth 700 people's joy.
No, it is not.
Eh? What do you mean? Well, mild embarrassment then, shall we say.
Yeah, fine. They probably forgot it right now. I wonder how many things, because the thing is, for high school, a lot of people, some of the most traumatic things happen to them.
Oh, yeah.
That stay with them throughout their life. Yeah, if you're a teacher, you continue to stay in that realm. Not only are you witnessing children go through trauma, but you're experiencing it yourself with children finding new and unusual ways to embarrass you as a teacher.
Well, because rumours live on for years and years and years through schools. Like, I remember us hearing a rumour that, so-and-so's, this teacher got locked in a cupboard. That happened like 15 years ago. But like, you just pass it on and on and on, and that's the thing about that teacher. Yeah. Or like nicknames as well. I remember there was a teacher with a nickname, and I have it's a bit of like a distant relative, but he must be about 10, 15 years older than me, maybe. And that was her nickname then. And you think, because it's like a rolling thing.
Especially siblings as well.
Yeah.
All the chat that goes on at home.
These things just like stay alive and you can't escape them.
There was a teacher, like crazy things, like the teacher left.
Yeah.
The kids thinking mad creative things. Like left the classroom to go get something.
Yeah.
One of the lads opened the classroom door and spat on the outside of the handle. So when she came back, she'd have to grab a handful of
Oh, that's horrible.
I know.
Oh, that's not nice, is it?
And people would say she would snog her husband in the car before work.
Which is fine.
But then that changed into she snogs her son in the car, who was also a student at the school.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Oh. Kids are horrible, aren't they? If you're a kid listening to this, you're horrible. Wait till you're 18.
Write in with the most horrible thing that happened at your school. If it's funny, don't tell me anything sad.
Yeah, let us know, actually. That'd be interesting.
I was doing a show once. I was doing a stand-up comedy show, and there was a doctor in the audience. And I was like, oh, go on, give us something. What's the worst thing that's ever happened? And they give me a great answer. I forget what it was, but it was so funny, something like really ridiculous. Next year, I had another doctor in the audience. I was like, that worked great last time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what's the worst thing you've ever seen? And he's like, I don't want to say. And I was like, oh, go on.
Yeah.
And then he told me something so traumatic, it ruined the show.
You have to tell us now.
Well, I've wiped it from my memory.
No, come on. What was it?
If it was traumatic then, why would I want to bring it up now?
You've just brung it up now.
No, but I'm going into details.
Oh, you can't dangle that carrot in front of us.
It was something about intestines falling out of someone.
Good, thank you. That's what I wanted to know. Intestines falling out.
Now, Quidditch is back on the lips of every little nerd in Hogwarts.
It's back.
Oliver Wood is putting pressure on everyone.
Yeah.
This is my last chance to win the Quidditch Cup, whatever it is. Yeah, the House Cup. Yeah, it's my last year.
Yes.
Oliver Wood, when are you graduating? You've been captain of this team for 3 years now.
Yeah.
Move on. Your dream is not my dream.
Yeah.
I play Quidditch for fun. Why are you pressing this onto me?
I think his grades are going to suffer dramatically. Because, fair enough, have your hobbies, but he's obsessed with Quidditch. So much so that he can't be studying his newts properly. I don't think so. But I will give Oliver Wood this. He seems to actually be a bit more positive as a captain this year. Last year it was all this, win or die trying, all this bloody shit. But I think over the summer he must have had like a management and leadership course, because he's like bigging them up. He's got 3 superb chasers, 2 excellent beaters, the best seeker we've ever seen. I think, thank you.
Was that not just a device to let the reader know who was on the team? Because how can you do that in the negative way?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they were going, and then they listed everyone's name after he said that.
The 3 chasers, Alicia Spinett, Katie Bell, Angelina Johnson, you need to spark up your ideas. You need to be chasing the quaffle which goes through the hoops for 10 points.
Oh
remember.
my God, why are we having the rules of Quidditch explained to us again?
Look, Fred and George, you need to be better at batting those bludgers. They're black balls that fly around. You've got to get them out of the way. Harry, you've got to catch the snitch. It's a walnut size. We can't compare it to anything else. It's the size of a walnut.
Golden with wings, Harry.
You've got to catch it because that ends the game.
And it gives us 150 points.
150 points, rendering the rest of you useless.
Huh? Why are we being explained the rules of Quidditch again? We're 3 books in.
We practice 3 times a week for 3 years. I know how the game works, baby.
No, but there's the reader.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're explaining Quidditch to us again, why not explain... I suppose a lot of things are re-explained every book.
Yeah.
But
also,
why don't you explain
during the
what
match,
a wand is?
even if you don't remember...
It's a little wooden gun.
We already had that earlier on.
That was a gun is a metal wand.
Yeah, yeah. We had... if we were in a Quidditch match, having not been explained the rules for the 3rd time, you're not going to be reading it going, what's going on with this? I don't understand the rules of this. Like, that's not what it's about. This is about Harry being attacked by a Dementor. This is about the bludger going rogue. This is about somebody bewitching the broom. Don't be worrying about the match. You know, who's offside? What's going on? What's the score? Nobody gives a shit about the rules of Quidditch.
Wood is really pressing onto the other players about the importance of winning it this year.
Yes.
Gryffindor haven't won in 7 years. I don't know whether that's because the other teams have won or because the matches have been cancelled and they've not done it those years.
Yeah.
But like, he's like one of them pushy showbiz parents, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Living his dreams vicariously through the rest of the team.
Oh, yeah. Getting his 3-year-old on a bloody concert pianist level.
You must have come across a lot of them kids in your time in showbiz.
Yeah, definitely. And because my parents were very good, they were supportive, but they always just let me do whatever.
That was you were running the show, weren't you?
I wanted to do. What do you mean with the drama group?
Everything. It was like, they weren't, pushing you, making you do things.
No, it was always my choice. I remember I had a piano teacher who was quite pushy. I was learning piano, and I think I must have been on about grade 2. And she put me in for the actual Eisteddfod, which is like a national competition in Wales. And she gave me a piece that was like grade 5, grade 6. Mm-hmm. And I was only about 8 or 9, and it was way beyond my ability. So much so that I wasn't learning the piece, I was just memorising the order of the notes. Mm-hmm. Like if you're good at piano, you can look at something and you can say, oh, that's an arpeggio, and then I'm doing that harmony, and then it's a pattern that repeats or whatever. But because I didn't have that ability as a 7-8-year-old kid, I was just thinking, right, it's A, then it's B sharp, then it's this, then it's this. And it put me off piano for about 3 years.
Really?
It was awful because I was being pushed to do this competition that I didn't get through in because I just wasn't very good.
God, if only she hadn't done that. I reckon in her head she thought, I'm going to take a chance and push him.
Yeah.
I'm going to push him, but she pushed you off.
But she didn't need to push. It wasn't as if I was a child prodigy anyway. I was just learning at a slow pace. Hey, this guy's going to be a star. No, I'm not. I'm on grade 2 here. It's taken me 4 years to get here. What are you pushing me for? You just need to keep me doing She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain. I'm enjoying doing that. I don't want to be doing J.S. Bach. That's what I was doing. What's it called? Geez, you joy of man's desire. I remember it. It's ingrained in my head. Give
us what we want. You'll be going round the mountain when she comes.
You'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. I want to be doing that.
I think I'd rather listen to that.
I would. It's more fun. Do you know what? I should have tried that at the Eisteddfod. The first person, they're doing Beethoven's 5th Symphony. Second person, they're doing a bit of Mozart. Me, she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Come on, judges! She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain.
Yeah, those
blow up a
pushy
big old fire.
parents.
Yes.
You get them in a lot of stuff. I think
Oh, yeah.
a lot of the reason that you get child stars and then they burn out,
Oh.
don't they? There's that trope of a child star burning out because
Yeah.
they've got to that point because their parents have pushed them into it.
Yeah.
But then having a childhood around
Yeah.
adults and around showbiz makes you a weird, unusual person. Like, through no
Yeah.
fault of your own.
No. Well, because people are weird with you, aren't they, I think? I think adults are patronising to a child often, if you're very young.
Well, sometimes they're treated like adults.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they can't relate to other children. Like Amanda Bynes, who was like a child star, she kind of went off the rails.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. And like Britney Spears, in a way.
Yeah. Free Britney.
Yeah. Sometimes there's no coming back.
No. Very, very strange stuff. But yeah, luckily my parents were always quite laid back.
I don't know. I kind of think it's made you a very strange man. It's aged you beyond your years.
Maybe he's right. Well, that could be true because I remember as a kid I would go on tour with adults where I would be one of maybe two young kids and everybody else would be adults. And that was interesting because it's very strange because you're kind of part of the gang, but then obviously you can't go. They'd go for like a drink after the show, and you wouldn't be able to go. And then, so you'd have this weird thing where then you'd be just you and like I don't know the woman who ran it or whatever. So it was very odd being part because I did feel quite like part of the team. They treated me like them, even though I was maybe 12, 13.
How old were they?
Like early 20s, maybe.
Oh, in my head, whenever I think of adults, even now to this day, I think of like 40-year-old people.
Yeah. No, most of them were like in the 20s, early 20s, yeah.
Fair enough. I'll let you off.
Thank you.
They're about to go to Hogsmeade.
Oh, yeah.
The children can't wait.
Oh.
Fred and George, we can't wait to get some stink pellets. Lads, you got to be in sixth form right now.
What year are they in? Fifth year?
Well, they've got to be like 3 years above,
Are they?
or 2 years above, whatever. Maybe like last year or something.
Yeah,
year
yeah.
11 then.
Yeah.
But stink pellets, you sad axe.
When's that going to stop?
If I was in year 11 and someone was like, oh, I brought in some stink bombs,
Yeah.
I'd be like, grow up.
Yeah.
I'm listening to music.
Who came up with stink bombs? Who thought, hey, I'll get a little glass bottle and I'll put smelly in there and then someone can smash it and it'll be smelly.
Have you used a stink bomb?
No, I've been the victim of a stink bomb.
Was it an eggy one?
It was an eggy one. Somebody set one off in the bus and it was a delayed reaction and then suddenly it was awful. Very, very nasty. Have you ever made or received a stinky bomb?
I bought a pack of 3 stink bombs in Spain once.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, yeah, they're in like a little glass bottle, like a tiny little glass thing.
Yes.
And then I think I threw one outside and didn't smell it at all.
Yeah.
I might be just throwing the other ones away, too scared to use them.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, now would be the perfect time for me to use a stink bomb because I still cannot smell.
Can you not?
No, I've still not got my sense of smell back.
Can you taste?
I can taste. My taste went for about 2 days and then it came back. But the doctor was telling me that I might not get my sense of smell back for 6 months.
That's awful.
Which is frightening. But yeah, now would be the perfect time
Can't smell
for me.
anything. If you put an onion on your nose.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Can't smell anything.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, perfect time for me to become a stink bomber. Because I can't smell it.
Okay.
Harry has got what some people may know as FOMO. Fear of missing out. He's not allowed to go to Hogsmeade. Would you...
No puede ir al Hogsmeade.
Exactly. Tom, do you ever get FOMO?
Always.
Do
well,
you?
I think maybe I do. Probably, yeah, definitely. Like
What kind of things?
Maybe if you get invited somewhere and you know it's not really practical to go, but you'd be like, oh, would be good to go. Maybe something good will happen.
Yeah.
I tell you what, no one has ever regretted going home early.
Never.
Right?
Yeah.
Like people having a party, something night out.
Yeah.
Nothing good has ever happened. Like,
Yeah.
it's like you're not going to go home and go, oh, I wish I was still out spending money.
Yeah. I get FOMO when I'm out.
Do you?
Thinking, oh,
I could be home.
missing out on a night in here. Oh, those lucky people in bed. No, it's true that. Once you get the urge to go home, you're never going to enjoy yourself. You just need to get home. Don't push yourself.
No, that thing. Oh, fantasising about bed. Oh, could be in bed.
Oh, loving it. So it's getting me excited now thinking about going home.
I wanted to get in bed today. I was at work and I was like, oh, I'd love to be in bed.
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't
Instead, I was suspended from a ceiling, being whipped.
And with every flake of skin being twatted off your ass.
I said to him, do you mind covering my sandwich for my lunch that was below? Because it's getting skin flaky.
Oh.
And they wouldn't.
That BLT, bun flakes, lettuce and tomato. We don't want it. We don't need it. Cover it in cling film, please, boss. Yeah.
But, like, they need permission slips to go to Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
They're not bending on this. They are not bending on this. Because, and also, they're leaning on it because they don't want Harry going.
Yes.
Because Sirius Black has been spotted nearby, right?
That's the ulterior motive, isn't it? Mm.
So that's why they don't want Harry going, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sure, if that's the case, no child should be going to Hogsmeade. Because, I don't know if you know this about Sirius Black, but he's alleged to have killed 13 people with one curse.
And all of those 13 people were not Harry Potter.
Yeah. So perhaps it's not beyond him to maybe kill a child.
Yeah.
In their eyes.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Don't let them all go.
Look, Harry, you're not allowed to go because we know the mass murderer might want to kill you. Everybody else, as long as you've got a written permission form.
Colin Creevy, what are you doing here? Get out!
Get in there, get in the lion's den, Colin! I was interested in the fact that Harry made up lies to try and get McGonagall to forego this rule. Like, he was like, oh,
You're surprised at that? You're surprised at little Harry Potter being a dirty-mouthed liar?
Well, I'm only surprised in the fact that surely the real thing would garner more sympathy from McGonagall. Oh, my auntie and uncle actually abused me. They've kept me in a cupboard for 10 years and they won't sign the thing. Also, I've been, 2 days after I got my letter from Hogwarts with the permission form, I've been living in the Leaky Cauldron for 2 weeks. I've not seen my auntie and uncle.
He should have got Tom the innkeeper to sign his permission slip. He's as much as guardian as the Dursleys are.
Yeah, he was kissing him awake for 2 weeks. Still, he's practically family. Get him signing it with his hump.
With his hump. Pinch it, Tom. Pinch it with your hump.
But yeah, but I do see McGonagall's point because as soon as if you give an inch, they'll take a mile. As soon as one kid finds out that the rules have been bent for Harry Potter, they'll be like, again, every time, they'll be like, well, why can't I? My mum was in a coma. Look, he's the chosen one. He's going to Hogsmeade.
I know there's this dispute between Scabbers and Crookshank, right? Scabbers was there first, but he's old.
Yes.
Crookshank is a cat. Cats chase rats.
Yeah.
There's only one way to solve this. We'll cut both animals in two.
Oh yeah.
And whichever cries most can keep their parts.
Oh DL.
Who was that? Was that King David who came up with that in the Bible?
I've no idea what you're talking about.
2 people had a claim for a baby, 2 women. It's my baby. The other one said, no, it's my baby.
Yeah.
The king says, I will cut the baby in 2. You can have half each. And one of the women went, all right. And the other woman said, no, I'd rather not have it than that happen to it. She can have the baby.
Yeah.
And the king said, she's the real mother. Only a real mother would say that.
Only a not mental human being. You don't have to be somebody's mother to not want a baby cut in half. Oh, I'm happy to have it cut in half. Bloody hell. Forget it whether she's biologically the mother or not. That woman is not having that baby back. We've had the DNA test results. You are the mother. But you were willing for this baby to be cut in half. You're being adopted by you. You can have her. That is insane. And I'm not going out on a limb here. Was that an Old Testament story? He's nodding. He's nodding. It always is. Absolutely mental.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That rat, though, get rid of that rat. Ron is sleeping with that rat in his bed. Dirty boy.
I'm not living for this subplot. I find it boring, tiresome. This is the third scrap they've had.
No.
Oh, fed up of it. They've done it in a pet shop. They've done it on the train. They've done it in the common room. It's not the end of it either. We're going to hear more about these two, and I'm sick of it.
No animal should enter their owner's bed. It's inappropriate.
Yes.
It's inappropriate because they're not family. That is
Yeah.
a friend of yours. You don't let your friend in your bed.
Not even to top and tail at a sleepover.
No.
Right.
No. It's inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And you could argue, Ron sees himself as a rat. He just wants to see what it was. He sees himself as a rat as well. No, Ron, you're not a rat. Get that rat out your bed. I remember when I'd hang out with kids at school and they had like pets and stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't know, did like have the pets all over them and stuff. And I think,
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I had a cat and it was nice when she'd come in bed with me.
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
My dad had a friend and he was gifted a newborn chick. And he loved this chick.
Is this a fairy story?
No.
Ah, okay.
Fairy labour.
Hey! I thought we'd ignore it.
This chick, he was smitten with it. He was like, look at my chick, and he's walking around with a chick, and he was like rubbing it on his face, and he's like feeding it, giving it little drinks, have it with him. And that night, he took the chick to bed with him, and he was like, put it on his pillow next to him. Yeah, went to sleep.
Yeah.
In the morning, he woke up, a dead chick in his bed. He'd flattened it with his body.
That is like a grim fairy tale.
Is it?
And the prince was gifted a baby chick.
I just think pet owners need to rein it in.
Yeah.
Like, they're not your lovers.
Mm.
These are your animals.
But I think some people who have pets are very lonely, aren't they?
In Wallace and Gromit, in the wrong trousers, when Gromit finally got put outside in the doghouse, I was like, good.
Yeah.
Good.
But
Dog be outside. Penguin inside, please.
that must have been a bittersweet moment for you, because the dog is out, but the penguin is in. He's just robbed Peter to pay Paul. He swapped one problem with another.
He's robbed Peter to pay Paul.
Do you know that phrase?
There's no such expression.
100% is. It's when you solve a problem by creating another one. So if you owe Paul money, it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Well, yeah, you've paid Paul, but now you've just stolen from Peter, so you've got a problem now, haven't you?
This conversation's making me want a penguin.
Pick up a penguin.
Yeah.
How does a penguin build his igloo?
Don't know.
He glues
So
it
what
together.
is? So they
I don't know.
So they need
Yeah.
consent to go to Hogsmeade, right?
Yeah.
You need parents' consent to go to Hogsmeade.
Yes.
Because they're leaving the school. It's a permission slip. Where's the consent, the parents' permission for all the other crazy things they do at Hogwarts?
Yeah.
Where's the consent for riding a hippogriff? Where's the consent for, a detention in the Forbidden Forest?
Yeah.
Where's the consent for dueling lessons? None.
You can do whatever you like with that, but hey, my child is not going to the post office without my say-so. All right? I haven't consented to this sweet shop trip.
He's backing off! My son's come home and his robes are stinking of stink bombs. That was him.
Look, last year I was sending letter after letter asking for my child to be sent home when a snake was killing students. You wouldn't let me. Now you're asking if it's all right if they go to the joke shop.
My son has not slept a night. All he can talk about is the Shrieking Shack.
And I'm not being funny, the Shrieking Shack isn't even part of Hogsmeade.
That's just someone's house.
Yeah.
That's just a bit of an abandoned house. I haven't got that house. I wouldn't mind not going to Hogsmeade. That is like the main thing of this chapter. Harry being left out, not going to Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind not going to Hogsmeade. A lot of the students are going to be there, all third years and above. Yeah, I think this is perfect opportunity for Harry. He's got the common room to himself.
Yeah.
Sit in a big armchair in front of the fire, lean back, and just have a big...
Oh, no!
Fine. He's got the...
All the first and the second years are in that room.
He's got the common room to himself. Get in front of the fire and have a big bag of pork scratchings.
Lovely.
Relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, do something. Just chill out, mate. You don't have to do homework.
No.
Just time to yourself to reflect. Because every other time, you share a bedroom with the other boys, go up and hang out in your bed.
Bounce on the beds.
Do what boys do in beds. Sleep.
Sleep. Now, in herbology, before Transfiguration, Lavender Brown is crying. Oh! A rabbit's dead. It's been killed by a fox. And she's found out on the 16th of October, just as Professor Trelawney predicted. Spooky stuff. Hermione doesn't believe it. She believes it's a load of rubbish and it's a coincidence. And she was like, well, why would you be dreading your rabbit dying? Because it was a baby. Also, it didn't happen on the 16th. You only found out about it on the 16th. Hermione, whatever your views, this girl is grieving.
Yeah.
And you're going, think about it logically, though. You wouldn't worry about that, would you? It's obviously not true.
Yeah.
Let the woman mourn her rabbit.
People don't let people grieve.
No.
Oh, my dog's dead. My dog died.
Don't want to hear
I'm not
about it.
arsed. I don't hear about your dead dog. Not comparable.
Yeah. Oof. My dog's dead.
I've got a cold. I've had a worse cold.
People can't just be sympathetic.
I was robbed last week. Oh, weird. I was murdered.
Good.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Sorry.
they come back and they start talking about the post office in Hogsmeade, right?
Bloody hell.
There's owls, all the owls in the world. Express owls, blah, 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 owls.
Yeah.
Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Had me thinking. So, I always thought, like, wizards had their own owl.
Yeah.
Or some other kind of transportation to get letters sent across. So, if you got the post office, they are wasting time and resources. Because I generally think, if there's 2 letters to go to Blackpool,
Yeah.
they're sending 2 owls.
Right, yeah.
I don't think they're having 1 owl do multiple trips. Or even if they don't have 2 owls,
Yeah.
the owl will do 1 trip.
Yeah.
Fly all the way back to Scotland, pick up the other letter, and
Yeah.
fly all the way back to the same location.
They're going to be knackered, aren't they? So I'm imagining if you don't own an owl, you would go to the post office, send an owl, go home. Will the post office send you a... Well, surely the post office would have to... This doesn't make any sense. The post office would have to send you a letter to let you know that the letter had arrived, wouldn't they? How would they let you know? Or would they just send the owl back to your address? Oh, it's strange, isn't it? It don't make any sense to me. A bit made me laugh. They're on about, before they go to Hogsmeade, Ron and Hermione go, hey, but Harry, you've got the Halloween feast to look forward to. And then Harry's thinking about that and he goes, well, to be fair, the Halloween feast is always good. How do you know? You've never been. First year, trolling the dungeon, missed it. Second year, Death Day party. You know nothing about the Halloween
You never
feast.
had a bite. You just heard things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sorry, if I was there, if I'd have caught that, I'd been like, what did you just say? How would you know? Hey, listen, he's saying that the feast is great. I've been there every year, pal. You've not had a taste, so you can't talk about it. It is good, but you don't know that. Wind your neck in, you nerd.
Oh. I'm feeling even worse about not going to Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
They come back, don't they?
Well, Harry has had this time alone
Yeah.
where he's gone and had tea with Lupin. Is this the same trip?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Harry's gone and had tea with Lupin for like about 5 seconds, it seemed.
Yes.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
And Snape walked in and gives Lupin a goblet of the potion, and it's said to make him feel better.
Yes. And Harry, as a student, shouldn't ask what it's for.
Nope.
What's that? What are those pills for, Professor? Nothing to do with you. Now tell me, what ails you?
I've got a right to know. As your student, who you've met 4 times,
Yeah.
what are the pills for?
I can
Harry,
see.
get off my arm.
I can see a brain scan over there. Mind if I take a look? I've a right to know. Another thing that made me...
Professor, you've
Yeah.
got a tan line round your finger where a ring should be. What's that about?
Who's the unlucky lady? He wouldn't surprise me if he asked that. He is nosy to the nth degree. Dirty boy.
Someone asked me that. I had a doctor's appointment once,
Yeah.
and I went to work. I was like in late because I'd been to a doctor's appointment yet.
Yeah.
It was like confirmed with management and stuff.
Yeah.
And my colleague went to me, "Oh, how come you're in a bit later today?" I was like, "Oh, just been to the doctor." And then they went to me, "Why?" I don't know, just general, doctor stuff. And he was like, "What's the issue?" I was like, "I don't your fucking business."
Especially when you clearly don't want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always think if someone said, if you go to a doctor, unless it's your fucking friend,
Yeah.
don't ask.
No. Just go, I hope you get better.
Yeah, it made me realise, just say, slept in or something, while you're late, annual leave.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone anything.
No.
Because your colleagues are not your friends.
Yeah.
Remember that, listeners. Your colleagues are not your friends. They're going to backstab you at any moment.
Before they go to Hogsmeade, they try and cheer Harry up. And they say, Harry, look, we'll bring you back loads of sweets from Honeydukes. And it's not in the books, but Harry turns round and he says, that's not going to cheer me up. I don't need sweets because I've got the lot.
He's still got the lot.
He's still got the lot. He's not eating any of them.
He's still got the lot from 2 years ago. Oh,
He's got a pile of the lot.
Please throw the lot away. I've got the lot. Come on, guys. Come up to my room. We'll have some of the lot. Oh, the frogs have melted.
The trolley lady going past with an empty trolley every year. He's still got the lot.
He won't eat it. He won't give it back.
He's got the lot.
Hot tomato soup running down my neck.
Is that Violet Beauregard? Lupin reveals that McGonagall has been gossiping about Harry. Because this hasn't even happened in her lesson. She's just heard this from the students. And she's gone to Lupin. Oh, you heard about Harry Potter? You saw the Grim in his tea leaves. Why are you telling me that? It's very unprofessional.
If I was Professor Trelawney overhearing that, I'd be like, oh, so you don't think my lesson's bullshit then, do you? If you think there's some substance to the tea leaves. So I don't know why you're telling all the students that, what's it called again?
Divination.
I don't know why you're telling all the students that divination's dog shit when you're like running around gossiping about it. So what is it, McGonagall? If I was Professor Trelawney, I'd spark McGonagall.
Yeah. Knock her out. I want to see that scene.
McGonagall, you're a mouth. The fittest teacher in the school is Professor Trelawney.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Maybe that's it, jealousy.
Yeah. Professor Trelawney, can I try on your goggles?
Go on, swap them for me thin rim spectacles.
Oh, there is thinking, isn't there? In answer to a question we received 4 weeks ago on Edward's droppings, who's the fittest teacher? What's she called from Order of the Phoenix? Pink.
Umbridge.
Umbridge. She's a contender.
I think so, yeah.
She's the second fittest teacher.
Yeah. She doesn't take no nonsense, does she? That could be attractive to somebody.
We could double date. I'd take out Professor Trelawney. You could take out Umbridge.
Lovely. And during the day, I'll have to have etched into my army with self-harm the words, I must pay the bill. She's that kind of woman.
What would Professor Umbridge have you etch into your own hand? And mine would be... Was Harry's I must pay attention?
I must not tell lies.
I must not tell lies. I think mine would be I must pay attention.
Yeah.
What would yours be?
Have a break.
No, not have a... Kit Kat, what is
Why not? Have a rest.
Have a break. He says, just do it. He says, I'm loving it. It must be, I must have a break.
All right, I must have a break.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Mine says,
Put your feet up.
Pick up a penguin.
Oh, that'd be hard. Every P in the stutter.
Listeners, we're jumping ahead 3 books until it gets to Umbridge, or 2 books. But what would Umbridge have you etch into your own hand?
We want to know.
Lucas's is... Well, mine is I must pay attention. Lucas's is just do it.
Mine's Eat, Pray, Love.
What would the listeners have etched into their hands? Yeah. Now, Harry, just like McGonagall,
Yeah.
is a gossip as well.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing Lupin drink some goblet that Professor Snape prepared for him, instantly tells Ron and Hermione,
Yeah.
don't be spreading shit. That's naught to do with them.
But he's gossiping with Lupin as well. He goes, I've heard Snape's interested in the dark arts, you know. I'd be careful drinking that. All right, 13-year-old boy. I've known this man for 30 years. I've heard he makes poisons. You have not heard it from me, teacher I've met 4 times.
I trust you with my life, Lupin. That Snape, though, he's nothing to me.
I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. Didn't like my dad at school. But for me, Harry has turned a corner because he tells the truth to a teacher. Lupin goes, are you worried about something? He lies initially, because that's his knee-jerk reaction to anything and everything. But then he goes, actually, I am worried. I wonder why you didn't let me do the things, to deal with the boggart. Hallelujah. And then Lupin is honest to Harry in return. Because of this, I didn't want Voldemort to turn up.
Bit awkward. You've seen him. You're going to definitely know what he looks like. All the other ones haven't seen him.
Yeah. Fair enough. Harry, see what the rewards are if you tell the truth. You get the truth back. People trust you.
Well, another question, Lupin. How come you didn't let Hermione have a go? Well, I didn't want a nonce in the classroom.
What I did before the class was I researched all of the students and anybody who has any traumatic childhood experiences, they're not dealing with the boggart. I don't want your uncle punching you as a boggart. I don't want you seeing mass murderers.
Your uncle punching you as a boggart. My uncle punched me. Well, I put my mum and dad asked him to leave.
Yeah, you... My boggart turned into my 8-year-old piano recital. And the other thing, Ron is continuing his amazing character development where he's being sympathetic to Harry, trying not to hurt his feelings all the time. I'm loving it. First, that's also etched on my hands. First 2 books, he didn't care about anyone. He's just like blundering about, being selfish. But he seems to be really empathetic towards Harry this book. And I'm liking what I'm reading.
Maybe he's like really he's getting older, he's maturing, he's noting how much isolation Harry spends, and he feels quite sorry for him.
Yeah.
Like he spends alone at the Dursleys, he's alone in bloody Diagon Alley, he's always alone. Now he can't come to Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
Alone.
Very, very sad. But it's good. It's a bit of maturity from Ron that I hope we continue to see.
And Hermione's running around going, I'm on McGonagall's side. Do we need that from you right now? You're meant to be smarter than us. How about some emotional intelligence?
She's on one today, isn't she? She's like, I think McGonagall's right. Well, they didn't actually die on the 16th of October, did they?
We're not even your mate.
Yeah.
We're not your mate. Why are you talking to us?
Yeah.
It's not up to you to, like, try and console me on my grief.
But...
Do one.
But what we don't realise is Hermione is now a middle-aged woman, tired of life. She's aged.
She's past it.
Yeah. It's the menopause. Affects your moods.
It does seem strange when when you're a teenager and parents give you weird perspectives on, like, they give you advice about school stuff, you know, like friendship and, like, whatever, their drama, and you're like, a bit dated, this advice. Like, you know, like, I don't know, when you see on, like, programmes and stuff, if there's a bully, just go up to them and say, don't bully me.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, you're like, that's the worst advice I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
That's going
to work.
That's going to make things 10 times worse.
Yeah.
But when you're an adult, you're like, well, I think that would work.
Yeah.
Like, if you, like, they go, like, an adult would say, tell on them. And you think, no. If you tell on them, make things worse. But it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't make things worse.
No, it doesn't.
They stop because they go, if you tell them enough times, they stop because,
yeah. They know it's not
they ain't being told off.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I remember getting a piece of advice once, or hearing a piece of advice, which is like, hey, this'll wind them up. Whatever you say, agree with them. That'll put them on the back foot. But I remember there was a kid who did that, and he got bullied more, because he was so weird. He'd be like, yes, I am weird. Like this, like running around like that. People just gave him more stick because he was, like, agreeing and being jolly with everything.
The best defence at school is an offence.
Yeah.
Bring in a weapon.
Bring in a weapon.
There's a boy at my school who brought in knuckle dusters.
I can't believe they exist.
Yeah, they exist.
What are they for? Just fighting?
It's metal. Do you know what they look like?
Yeah, like brass knuckles.
Yeah, brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Another lad. Many kids brought in knives at my school. Same lad had an extendable baton, like, you know, like police have.
Bloody hell.
Strike people with it.
Yeah.
Nunchucks. I had a pair of nunchucks.
Oof. I've had to confiscate things like that in my time working in a school.
Really?
Yeah. Mainly, like, self-harm things. But sometimes things like knives or, things like that. Oh! Cut that out.
I know you always manage to put a little pleasant. It's like I'm making ice cream sundae with a story, and you go, I've got just the thing for this. I see you walking over to the cherries. You turn round, unzip your trousers, and start wheating on it.
Oh, he's come to an actual conclusion. That was a topper. That was a dessert.
Oh, he's gonna give me a check. Oh, he's pissing on it.
It's real life. They're at the Hogwarts feast, aren't they?
God, yeah.
And for entertainment, the ghosts are reenacting their deaths. Hey! Nick's there pretending to be beheaded. Great fun. Hey, Harry, you were saying this was good. I've just seen someone reenact their 6 months of decline. We don't want to watch that. This ghost has just been watching telly on their own for a year and died in their sleep. Is this like the more jolly kind of things you were wanting from
Can we
me?
get some of the jolly deaths out, please? Fat Friar, how did you die? Heart attack. That's funny.
Let's see it then. Let's see it.
Oh, I don't really want to. No, do it.
It's Halloween.
Honestly, I'm still upset about it. Do it. Do it. There's nothing to it but to do it.
All right. Somebody pretend to be the roller coaster.
Put some effort into it. You're not doing it.
Do it properly. We only ask you to do this once a year for 500 years.
Sorry, where's Moaning Myrtle? Get her down.
God.
Moaning Myrtle, reenact your death. Don't want to.
Crab and Goyle, get the snake costume on. In you go.
Da da da
Da, da, da. What's he doing? Shedding his skin?
Look, them gorilla arms waving at us. There's a gorilla under there.
Malfoy, previously, has been back on form, we thought. You know, he was doing impressions, getting the crowd on side, quick-witted. But for me, he must have done this Dementor joke another 3 times this chapter. Oh, Potter, the Dementors are coming. Right, so everyone's getting tired of it now. Even your mates aren't laughing. Pansy Parkinson's like walking off.
No.
God,
Embarrassed.
something new. He must have joked about it 3 times this chapter.
And all the other Slytherins just sat around going, when I think about it, Dementors are frightening. Like, I was asleep the other night and one was at my window. I honestly, Malfoy, they're scary. And I don't believe you're not afraid of them.
Yeah.
Because they are death.
Scared, are we, Potter?
Yeah. Maybe
you should say that. Agree.
Well,
This is what we say, agree.
The kid at your school, he thought it was mad. Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah. Indeed. And yeah, and then they go back to the common room and the portrait has been slashed. And the fat lady is not there. Oof. Thank goodness portraits can go from one to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Because imagine the fear of being confined by the frame and being attacked by a wolf. Oof, scary.
Right. How many halves of a rat out of 10 are you going to get? So, you know.
Yeah. I really like this chapter. I feel like we're getting solid. I wouldn't say it was amazing, but I like the cliffhanger is great. Sirius Black is in the school. I think that is a very good cliffhanger. We get a bit of empathy for Harry. We get to see the start of this relationship and understanding between Harry and Professor Lupin.
Sirius Black wants to write a letter to Harry. He wants to write a letter to Harry instead of, like, you know...
Yeah.
Just trying to get into his bedroom.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? Yeah, why doesn't he just do that? Anyway, I'm going to give this chapter... I'm going to give it 8 half rats out of 10. For a solid 4 rats out of 5.
For me, this chapter had a lot of stuff going on. I really relished in the detail. I enjoyed it. But I've just come to accept that I don't like many of the children in this book. But, yeah, I think it was a lot of fun. And for that reason, I'm going to give it 7 halves of a rat out of 10.
Lovely. 3.5 rats out of 5.
Now, are you ready for the most popular segment, quiz? Quiz.
Gonna ask you some questions, how well will you do? Quiz. Gonna ask you about Harry Potter, Lukas, how well will you do? I'll blow you a kiss.
Question 1.
Oh, I'm going for 3 in a row this week.
Could be 3 in a row.
What's the prize?
I'll tell you a secret.
Oh, I like that.
Question 1.
Yeah.
Where can you buy stink pellets?
Zonko's Joke Shop.
Correct. Question 2. What were Ron and Hermione working on in herbology?
Oh, I know this. Puffer pods.
Correct. Question 3. Who was killed by a fox?
Binky.
Correct.
The rabbit.
Question 4. What does Lupin have prepared for the next lesson?
A Grindylow.
Can you believe this, listeners? This is insane. None of these things we mentioned in the episode. All right, question 5.
Oh, here we go.
Question 5, and this is for the secret. And this is for 3 in a row.
First time ever, I think.
What swam lazily across the stormy ceiling like brilliant water snakes?
Orange streamers.
I'm going to have to give it him. It's flaming orange streamers.
Yeah!
I can't believe you got it.
3 in a row!
I can't believe you got it. You ready for the secret?
What's the secret?
My favourite colour is yellow.
Is it? I didn't know that. That is other people won't give a shit, but I'm genuinely interested by that. Fantastic! Oh, next week 4 in a row potentially.
Quiz, goo. Gonna ask you some questions. How well will you do? Quiz, goo. Gonna ask you about Harry Potter. How well will you do?
Forget the blow. I'll kiss you properly.
Pottervision.
It is time for the nation's second favourite, I say through gritted teeth, segment of the show, Hedwig's Droppings. We're not alluding to owl poo, we're not alluding to ploppings. We mean the messages you send in when we refer to Hedwig's Droppings. Now, what's in a beak this week? Now, you might notice I'm on my own at the minute, but I'm on my holidays. I'm in Poland at the minute, and I'm with my girlfriend Martina, and we're seeing her family and friends. So it's just me reading these out this week, but we've got a lovely 5-star review from Ava Dawn. Thank you very much, Ava. She says, best thing to listen to when I'm bored. I love listening when I get bored, and I love laughing at it, so thank you very much. And we've had another lovely review from Millie Ged. So thank you, Millie. This person says, I've been searching for a way to feel the magic feeling of reading the Harry Potter books for the first time, and this podcast comes pretty damn close to an exact match. I love the commentary on all the little details, and being able to listen to a couple of hilarious guys and to get a glimpse into their lives is an added bonus. If you want to enjoy Harry Potter again in this messed up world of COVID and JK being a questionable person to say the least, this will bring a smile to your face. So thank you very much, Millie Ged. Now, we've had a question from Ginge Pixel on Instagram. Thank you very much, Ginge. He says, what Olympic sports would you assign to characters in Harry Potter? Now, I can't speak for Tom, but let's have a think. We'd put Harry in for triple jump. I don't know why. Hagrid, definitely weightlifting. Professor McGonagall, I can imagine her being good at archery. And let's put Filch in for the power walking when they wiggle their bums and walk dead quick. So there we go, top of my head. Right, now we've had another message from Alex Shepley on Facebook. Thanks for getting in touch with us, Alex. She says, hello again, Pottervision boys. I am now up to date with your episodes. I wanted to message again, though, because in episode 42 last week, you started playing an impromptu game of Everyone's Got a Price. To play, you pose a hypothetical scenario and ask how much would you do this for? After establishing a price, usually a high one, the other players then try and haggle the first player down. Even things you think I'd never do that, you end up having a price. Well, you have a go at this at home. Have a good play with that. Thank you very much, Alex. And then finally, we just need to say thank you very, very much to our 3 new patrons who have joined us this week. We've got Sarah Delaire, who has joined us as a baby Draco on the top tier. We've got H. Wizzle, who is a new baby Hermione. Thank you very much, H. Wizzle. And we've got Ruva, who is a baby Harry. So thank you very much. And guys, if you're not on the Patreon yet, there's loads of cool stuff on there. There's like 11 double vision episodes. You can have access to a live recording of our show from 2019. There's posters, there's stickers, there's key rings, personalised thank you videos, mentions on the podcast, all that kind of stuff. Check it out. Just have a gander if you want. Patreon.com/Pottervision. Thank you very much. Hedwig's Droppings.
Pottervision.
This has been the Pottervision podcast. Thank you so much for listening, you lovely people. As always, contact us, pottervisioncomedy@gmail.com, or we're on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Just find us. Just search Pottervision. Also, we're going on tour. We've got 13 dates booked in all around the UK between this September and February of next year. Go to pottervision.com. You can find out all the dates and ticket links. And if you want bonus content We've got Double Vision, our extra episodes, all on our Patreon. There's 10 bonus episodes of the pod. Also access to stickers, keyrings and posters. But most importantly, you'll be supporting us with our show and costs and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be really, really helpful. Next week, we're on episode 44, chapter 9 of book 3, Grim Defeat. You have been Tom Lawrinson.
You seemed like Lukas Kirkby.
Good tatty bye.
Pottervision.
Thank you for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. You can contact us through our website, pottervision.com. And if you'd like bonus content and to support the show, you can visit patreon.com/Pottervision.